Hi ladies, this is Pam's from Cards from the Heart. I made 5 cards yesterday up to the point of where we're going to put our roses and such on. And I know some of you like to watch that kind of step. And so we will go through this together. I started with an 8x8 card base that I have the seam in the back. I then used gilded squares dies and I cut the largest one and then the next down from then. I embossed the pearl card with a regular 2D embossing folder. And then I took the fancy rectangles too, and I added several layers, one in gold luxe, pearl, cream pearl, and then I cut some out of white card base, and then the picture so that the paper is too thin to build up by itself. So I put a couple layers. I glued it to cardstock, and then I used 2mm foam in between all my layers. So this is card number 1, and let's. I think I already picked out a rose for it. That one kind of sets on the ledge pretty well there. This one, because of the angle and all these layers, it may be a little more difficult to get leaves to lay down right. So we're going to look and see what style we want. We have some white leaves. We've got, I don't think I use white on this one because we're going on top of white or cream pearl. So I'm going to pull that back, and that wouldn't be my choice. So we're going to pick a few green leaves. And we might put in a little bit of glam. So the flower is going to set right on that ledge. And I think that kind of looks very pretty. This is an easy one because we had to deal with only this corner because that's the space that we have. And let's try to pop that in. We don't have a lot of work to work with on this one, ladies, because of the way it's layered. I always lay out everything several times and then figure out so I'm just kind of shaping this a little bit. Because of the cream, I don't know about the white at all. So I know I did color a couple of those green, if I can find them. Yeah, here's one. Now, these roses I made from Elizabeth Crass. It's a new bohemian rose. And let's just get a couple doodads in case we want to do that. because of the cream, I'm not liking the white there. So what I'm going to do is we'll try a couple leaves, and I'm just kind of shaping the leaves a little bit. So I'm just running them, the top half around like so, and the bottom half, just to give it a little bit of curve. Okay, I think this is, one looks okay. So now I'm just going to remove the layers one by one, and I'm going to take that off because it all overlaps. So then I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to take hot glue. Okay, and then the next piece was this. Let me see if I kind of get it in between. Okay. Add some hot glue. I don't know what it's like in your area. I know there's bushfires in Australia. That is horrible, and we're undergoing frigidly cold temperatures for us. We had a warning that, well, I live near Buffalo, but Buffalo was supposed to get up to 24 below, which we usually don't get that kind of weather here. We get a lot of snow, and we get some cold, but usually not that cold. Okay. And I think I lost my 2 leaves. There's one. We'll just grab another one here. Some more. And because I want this to set up on this ledge a little, I am just kind of turning my rows to what looks the best. See, that would look great from the other side, but I think this is the best right here. Now I'm going to try putting a leaf. No, I think we're going to do the leaves on each side. So I'm going to tuck the leaves in last. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Chloe's 2mm foam tape, and I'm going to just slice up a couple of them. And this kind of area of the flower is a little hollow. It goes in. So what I'm going to do is take one of those foam tapes, and I'm going to put it to the side like so, so it helps support the flower. And then I'm just going to cut up a little piece. Now, I have not done the insides of these cards yet. I kind of wait to see what's going to look like. And I am trying to add sentiments this year, even though these look very Valentine's-y. I've been trying to make mine a little more generic so that they can be used, because I do not have a venue for Valentine's Day in time. So my first one isn't till March. So I'm trying to make these so that it would work also for anniversary or whatever, weddings. So I always glue the underside of my tape. All right, so that's pretty stuck on there. Now let's add a couple flowers. So I'm going to go back to I don't know what the weather's like in your country. I live in upstate New York. I live in a small town that actually produces apples. We have lots of apple orchards here all over the place, and our apples are used in Mott's applesauce, and the factory for Mott's applesauce is about a mile down the road. So I am in a rural area. I am out in the country. I know some people, you mention New York and everybody thinks of just New York City. Believe me, upstate New York is nothing like New York City. We don't even talk the same. So it's been bitterly cold this winter, and I'm trying to sell some cards because I just hit a $500 gas and electric bill because it's been cold. Now, I have not put a sentiment on here yet. I probably will just do it in the inside, and I want to try to keep this as generic as possible. So I will probably just something about I love you, and I will put online the insides of the cards when I get them made, but there is card number 1, ladies. Now, I will create boxes for these, custom boxes for these afterwards. I measured the height of the flower to determine the depth of my box. So I just take a ruler, and now the largest I can go is 2 inches because our craft paper here is only, scrapbook paper is only 12 inches. So I'm measuring here, and you can see a 2-inch box would clear beautifully, even though that's how high it is. So I will build a 2-inch box. And what I do for a 2-inch box, you can watch my videos on boxes, but I would use a 12 by 12 and score it at 1 line before the 2. So a 16th before a 2-inch, and then I rotate it and do the same, and that would give me a box large enough for this. Okay, the second card today is going to be this one. I took an 8x8 card base. I put on one of Chloe's Lacy dies, and I went over all the hearts all the way around with gold glitter by just applying glue and then putting the glitter on. And then I went with gilded corners. This is pearl black, which I glued the edges to make them gold. And then I have some Heartfelt Creations Gold Lux card that is, and then I cut one in white card and then cut the paper so that the paper is too thin to make a layer. So what I did was I glue the scrapbook paper to the white card, and then I edge the edges. Hold on one second. I am going to get a few. This one, I might have room for a sentiment on the front. So I'm just going to grab a few sentiments. Put them over here. So, let's figure our flower position. I'm going to put a couple sentiments down just to kind of feel where I might want them. So this is you and me forever and always. Together we have it all. And here's another you and me forever. And then I also have some I love yous. Actually, that looks pretty with the beige flower. The background looks a little green though. It was supposed to be black, but it's got a green hint to it, if you can see. So, you know, in the other one, I forgot to put a couple curly cues. So, I don't know, the red, I'm not big on red cards for anniversary and stuff, and I know I'm trying to do these for Valentine's, but I normally don't make too many Valentine's cards. I'm just kind of looking at what other additions I can make. So this is a beige background in the roses, so I'm not sure if I want to use white. Whoops. Now we could go to a larger rose. These are less realistic, the red and black ones, but I'm trying to match the color tone in here. Isn't the red black? So I can get away with that one's a little darker. Okay, let's see what some green look like. And if I ask you guys' opinion, I'd probably get 30 different ones because all of our brains kind of think differently of what we like and what we do. So I'm sure you're all saying, no, live to the right, live to the left. Okay, so we have that corner option. We can also do well, my Chloe's I Want It All bundle should be here tomorrow. It was supposed to be here today, but the post office changed the delivery and delayed it as usual. Hopefully this isn't boring you watching me. I think I like that better. And let's see if we can add, yeah. What do you think, ladies? I think we need a little more green, which tells me I'm definitely not going to have enough leaves for 5 cards, but we'll get done as many we get done, and then I'll make some more leaves. What do you think about that, ladies? We've got a few curly cues we can put in there, which there's no point at this point until I get it all glued down. So something that you can do also that I forget to do is sometimes we lay this all out and yes, that's what we want. Then we take it apart to glue it, and then we kind of can't get it back to the way it was. So people have recommended to me, and it's an excellent idea. Unfortunately, my phone is filming this, but take a snapshot of with your phone, and then you'll be able to compare that when you're building it back up. So I am going to carefully lift that and lift this one. So that lets me know of the placement for this one. Okay. So then I knew this one was like here. Okay, now these I'm going to carefully pull off and set over there. And I'm going to hold that one there and slide these two out. So we know this one is going to go there. Now, if you didn't see my leaf video, my cards, when I make my I use 8.5 by 11 paper to make my 8-inch card bases. So I have 3 inches left, trim that gets removed. And so I save those strips, and that's what I cut all my leaves out with. Those white 130 and 110 cardstock. Okay. Now, before I put the little leaves, I forgot which rose I used. Okay, that one we can do. Now, we need a little gold on this side, so I'm going to put one of these doohickeys in. We still need something here. I don't know if I can take this off and down. Yes, I can, because it was still... Oh, almost dumped my bin of roses. Okay, so I'm looking at what one were we using. I think we were using this one. Now this one doesn't look as realistic to me, but with the background, I think it's fine. See, we need a little gold over there, I think. Trying to determine where to put the rose because of, you know, it's not... Still could use some green over here. So this, I'm just gonna kind of bend in a little bit. It'd probably be easier if I wet it, but I'm not using watercolor paper. I'm using my 130 pound and 110 pound desktop publishing papers, which is available on Amazon. But that's what I usually use for my flowers, but the leaves, yeah, that's kind of pretty, isn't it? All right, so we're going to now, lady, the strings of glue that I'm sure the camera is picking up, way to solve that is turn on your heat gun. You're going to hear noise for a second. And that's all you have to do is go over your flower for a second and all the glue strings disappear. You can use a hair dryer also. I came a little too close with some of these leaves, I think. Let's try that one, and let's try this one. That one's a little long. So I think we're going to do, or let me try this. I've got I love you. And there's the white. Let's look at the red. What do you think, ladies? Not sure if that disappears in. I'm trying not for them to say Valentines, because if I don't find somewhere to show them, then my other option is not to put a sentiment on the top at all. But I don't like the bright white with the beige. This is what I'm kind of having trouble with. What I'm going to, I'm not going to get stuck on the sediment right now, because I can come back to that. I think if I had a white background on that, that would look better, or a beige. So for this one, I am going to hold off on the sentiment and see about this one. Everything's so dang long. I might just put a love you tag, which I think I might do. So, at least for the flowers and foliage, oh, we're not done, are we? I'm going to again grab some of the double-faced tape and how I want this to sit. I think it's like that. I'm really partial to the deeper color roses. So I am going to pull one out and see what I think. I think this looks more realistic, and would have to add some more green. Oh, not that. I use a lot of greenery, ladies. A lot of greenery. Now with these roses, I'm not sure if I like the gold as well with it. What if I did? No, I kind of like the look of this. Okay, let's get one of these. What I'm not liking is the white glitter. I'm sorry I chose that, but I did. With the other flower, it looked better. Okay, I am going to peel away and see if I can get some of this up. Okay. And I don't mind it so much up there, but maybe I took one of these. See, my other flower was much larger, so I could get away with one. Okay, let's start there. No, see, I just forgot where this one went. And here. Okay, but we're missing something over here. We need a little something, something. That is connected. This is the part what takes so long. Well, I was about 12 hours making these bases yesterday. The leaves with the set doesn't thrill me, but you're probably thinking, enough, enough. But when it's all said and done, I think I like that. Paper scraps don't go to waste here with the amount of leaves that I cut. Okay. Whoop, no, don't glue. Oh, I got hot glue on my, darn it, on my card. Hopefully I can get it all off. Because that is not where I plan to put the second flower. When I'm videotaping, I don't have the TV or music on, and it's weird to craft in silence. I'm going to do that one in a little bit more. If this video does nothing else but show you how undecisive I am, okay. Now, these cards, if people, like to save, Their card, a lot of my cards sell, but everybody says they keep them and they put them out every year. I have found these are 8x8, and Michael sells the 9x9 shadow box, and these cards look very sharp in them, and they could change the card for each season coming along. Like in the spring, they can put, an Easter card out and such, and it's easy to just swap them in the shadow boxes. Michael usually has those on sale several times a year for buy one, get two free. And ladies, that's the only time to buy them. I'm going to make some noise, and I'm going to get rid of some of these little strings. Okay, now let's come back in, and I think that looks very pretty, ladies. I don't know about you. With it standing up, though, let's see. Do we want the rose looking down? Okay, so again, I'm going to take, got to be higher here, so I'm going to put some glue there, and I'm going to put, I'm losing stuff all over the floor, as I usually do. I'm going to hot glue that right there, so it sets forward a little bit. And you notice we've come down quite a bit from where we started. I did have it up there, which looks good. That means I would have to move this, and let's just okay, so I have this in the back. In fact, I'm going to put one more layer on this. So I'm going to peel the tape, and I'm going to put another one on top. Maybe. Now, Chloe's adhesive tape comes on a huge roll, and it is expensive, but it lasts a whole long time. The 2mm, you get 1,500 1-inch squares like so. Each is independent, peels easily. It doesn't gum up your scissors when you try to cut it up. My problem is that leaf right there is making me come down more than I want. Trying to get this leaf off. See, you're gonna see all the little things that happen to me or happen to you, happen to all of us. We change our mind. We're not sure how we want things at first, and we move stuff around. Now this might not even go there to cover that up. Okay, I'm going to leave that off for a minute, and let's get rid of some of the stray glue on this one. Okay. This is a what not to do when you're this one is a problem because of the glue. So let me try and see if I can snip some of it away. Okay, and then we gotta start figuring out what we're gonna do with this one. To cover up that white, I am just going to glue this piece. I mean, we change our mind, ladies. Things don't always end up the way we plan for them. But the nice thing about card making is you can rip it all apart and you can do it again, because there's always a sentiment or something you can put there to cover up. See, I want this one farther down, and oh, this one isn't even in yet. Good, because I didn't like its position. We put that one there. And we put, don't be afraid to rip your leaves apart if they're too long or, and yep, I'm definitely going to run out of leaves in a minute. So we will do 2 cards and then I will start another video and we'll do the rest of them after I make some more leaves. You think you have enough, but it's all this little doodad extras that bring value to your card and bring them up a notch for sales. Oh, that one's got some missing leaves. Do I have any more of those? No. Okay, everything's connected. Just to give a little shape to these. We're going to cover up all that white, and there's a little white sticking out here of the rose, but I'm just going to try to rip that out. Okay. And then I will add one of the regular leaves over here. Oh, it's so strange not hearing music. Okay. Okay, I did glue that, right? That one's glued. Okay. Very much greenery we're using, ladies, but it's fine because it's all just scrap paper from my card bases, so nothing is left wasted. Okay. I like these roses so much better when I change the ink color from Cranberry Fizz to adding Merlot is the color I use. Oh, here's some more. Okay, I'm just gonna her adhesive glues very well, and once you put it down, it's like you're not getting it up unless you're ripping it apart. So, but I still like hot glue to hold that foam tape. Now I have to make sure I cover up this white over here. Just trying to decide what way I want it to be. I'm going to stick some glue under it. One thing I can say, my cards don't fall apart because I use gonna hold that a minute. And if I do one more card on this video, I will definitely have to do one with white because I need more green leaves. And I probably used more than I needed to here because I kind of changed my mind in the direction I was going. But okay, I'm going to grab the heat tool and get rid of all my little lines. So this one, when I post it, I will figure out. I think I'm just going to do a little I love you, Taco. I just noticed that spot right there I don't like. So what can I put there? Well, let's take a few of my curly cues. I know I put some out on the desk, but let's grab some more. curly cues are pretty, but they're sure heck to deal with because they all tangle, no matter how well you pack them. So what I've done is I have a die what cuts all these little curly cues, and I just stick a few in. I don't know if I would like these curly cues on an anniversary card. Um, where is... Oh. Okay, I glued again, so we got to get rid of the curly cues. I just want to see what a little bit this looks like. No, I think that cheapens the card. Okay, we're going to do the last, get rid of the glue. Okay, I still have to do inside and sentiment, ladies, but I think that's a beautiful card. Hope you like it. The nice thing about the realistic roses is to just put that many leaves, because if you got your significant other something from the florist shop, it would have all these greens. The only thing I'm not liking is this little space right here. So I will find something like so to stick in there. Or do I have another, do I have a partial of the green? Nope. No. All right, I'll just put a little bit of this on. And I got it, we'll have strings again. Now I'm able to move the rose, but where it's taped, it's stuck. So I could pick it up. Some right there where we pulled off that white. I know we're from all over the world, which is so cool to be able to do videos and chat back and forth, all of us. I hope at some point to learn to do lives. So what do you think, ladies? It sure is different than what we started with, isn't it? I don't know if I need... This is the trouble. You keep looking and you keep thinking and... I'm almost out of green leaves. See, I'm trying to get... There's a little spot down here I don't like. I'm going to rip this off. Just going over that rose, what I don't like. Let's lift the rose up over it. There we go. Okay, that last piece. And at some point, I have to walk away from it and say, okay, that's enough. Hit it one more time with the heat tool. A lot of my cards I forgot to do this with, so it shows. I bring a heat tool or a hair blower, and we have to do the inside yet, but let's see down the side. I think it turned out beautiful, ladies. Now let me pick a card here, what I plan to use, white or gold, so because I don't have many green leaves left just a second. But that turned out to be a beautiful card. Those roses just look real on there, and some lady is going to be hopefully very happy if her husband chooses this one. So that's card number 2. I'm trying to find one I want to use a lot of white with. Maybe this one or this one. Or this one has a lot of white also. Well, let me just... That one's kind of small. You know, I love my new roses so much that it's kind of, I keep putting my old roses here and I don't like them as well. But this one's gonna is not going to need as much leaves. It's going to be easy like the first one. Here's some without the gold. Well, let me get back in frame. Here, I'm sorry about that. I just pray after getting this all done that the phone doesn't ring or something and ruin the video. I forgot to put it on pause. I like the more natural look. I just don't want it to have the Christmas feeling, but what do you think, ladies? Or do we need the greens? If we need the greens, I gotta start over. I kind of like the white since the card's so dark. Let's try to go with this and see. Okay. Oh, it's so quiet in here. These are all glued, right? Well, this is not going to have the same look as the other one, for sure, because it's not as realistic looking. So it won't be one of my favorites, but there's others who will absolutely love it. So I think we all as card makers have to learn to make things that may not be of our taste. I kind of learned that the hard way in jewelry, because what I love doesn't mean what my customers are going to love. And so we have to kind of sometimes go out of the box a little bit and do some things that we normally wouldn't do because our tastes are not what all the customers, and you want something for everyone. And I know that's kind of hard to do. Like, I can't do the country genre kind of customer who wants the old country look. I'm just not good at that. But so many of you are here. And so many of you are do such a beautiful coloring job. And your stuff is amazing. I can't get that to look right for me. I love how y'all do it, but I can't get anything that looks right. And so those who make the country cards, you're definitely needed. And my hats are off to you because it's something I certainly couldn't make. And some of you are going to say, oh my God, this is too glitzy. That's why I make some of them natural and some of them not as natural. I don't know if I'm loving this rose is the problem. But then if I start switching roses, you know what's going to happen. I don't know. My old roses were fine until I got better at making roses, and now I have a bunch of little ones too that I could get out of stock or get out of my backup cases. But they're not using the same rose. This is the Bohemian Rose by Elizabeth Crafts. I don't know, it just looks like a mess. It looks like a mess. I think I need the bigger rose to just cover up all the... Okay, so I've got some hollow spot there. Oh, this is a Bohemian Rose, but what I did was I added some layers to make it bigger and flatter. So let's get our foam tape. And it's lower on this section and higher up here, so I need to fix it up here. So I am going to actually use a full one this time. So because it has this rest here, I'm just coming down a little bit. Put some hot glue under it. Okay. I know I got a lot of gold on here. Not much gold on the card. Okay, we're going to put that one in. And then we'll put a couple little swirly things. And we'll call this one done. It still looks like it's lacking over here or something. Maybe if I just put the rose down farther. I'm going to get one of the little small pieces and fix it under there and peel it off. I should have done that before I picked it up. Okay, and then I'm going to put a big old glob of glue on it and hold it down a little bit. Not loving it. Not loving it. I hope our folks in Australia are okay with the fires, with the burning bush, and all our United States people with these storms we keep having. Some of you just got electric restored, and you might lose it again. And Mother Nature's playing games this year. I feel it's missing something for sure. But let's, oh, you know what? I didn't put any jewels on any of these. Let's do that. Let's see. I have, actually these are cut out. I found them in my pile from last year. Some sentiments I cut out. But these are sentiments that I can put on the inside. That one, if it wasn't for the loopy, that would have fit there, huh? Love you, my love. Be mine. Be mine. Love you. Be mine. Here's my love. Let's see about this one. Now I think I'll do those on the inside, and then I have these little cute things that can go on the inside or in the box. And my Kiss Me. Love. See, when I make stuff, when I make sentiments and stuff, I cut out a whole bunch at once. And these never made it to a plastic container. They were stacked up with my trays here. And I just found them about 5 minutes ago. So, let's see what else we got in here. We have some more of these. Heart. Now, we'll use some of these on the inside, and that's what else I have. Kiss Me. See, unfortunately, I'm putting these on, unboxing myself into it being a Valentine's card. And I was trying not to do that. So it's kind of neat to already have stuff cut out. But I think I think I am going to save something like that for the inside. And that way I can take it out and change the sentiment if it doesn't sell. So we'll do the inside in a different video. But we have options. So we still got to do something with these corners. And I'm getting my gems out. I sorted my gems again. I got some more containers. So I'm going to set these here for a minute. And I'm not sure if I want the doubles or the singles. Double reds, I don't, or these smaller ones, I don't have a lot of them. Because I bought the multi-pack and then I separated it. Oh, those are purple. Let's see. I will stop it at this video and we will make a part 2. What do you think, ladies? What do you think? Got some black ones, but I think that would just fade into the black. Yeah. Now, I have these shapes, but I think that cheapens the card. That would probably look good on the beige ones, so we'll keep that in mind, and we could use those. I don't know, I think I'm liking simpler ones because this card doesn't have that much gold on it. So let me put those to the side. And okay, so I'm just going to get one of the picky up tools and this glue gun is got a big old drip on it, and I don't want it to make it one that size.